Okay.
All right, Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites from the Indianapolis branch of the Great Millstone. We're here to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of the Great Millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and our fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth that be like it to the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, we say Shalom. Come on.
Wow.
All right, let's get right into it.
Second Ezra, chapter 15, verse 1. It says, Behold, speak thou in the ear of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, said Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai.
Okay. No, this is Yahweh Shai speaking to the prophet Ezra. All right, and the prophets, all right, in these end days, us Aki, Yahweh Shai raising us up with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right, we're coming in the same stead as the prophets of old. Okay. If you read it from the top again, Baba Shai.
Second Ezra, chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people.
It says,
the word
speak thou in the ears of my people. Who's the Lord's chosen people? Or he's talking about these people right here on the sign right here. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the true biblical Israelites, man. All right? And also you speckled bird Israelites that may look like, the other heathen nations, but have been scattered, amongst these other nations.
Precept.
Real quick. It's the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that Yahweh hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I have brought up from the land of Egypt.
Amen. Because Yahweh Shai, he's only dealing with the nation of Israel, exclusively. Okay? Amen. Yahweh Shai, he delivered the nation of Israel out of the ancient Egyptian captivity. All right? And what somebody can grab Jeremiah 50, where it says Israel
I got you. Jeremiah chapter 50 and 33. And it reads, it says, Thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
right, the children of Israel and the children of Judah, are the northern and the southern kingdom, were oppressed together, man. And you see that here in Babylon the Great, America, man. All right, the 12 tribes being oppressed here in Babylon the Great, America. All right, just like how we were oppressed in ancient Egypt, under those under the ancient under Pharaoh, man, under Ham. The modern day Egyptian would be who? Esau Edom. All right, the so-called white man. All right, that has the 12 tribes here in captivity here in America, man. It said what the Israel representing what the northern kingdom and Judah representing the southern kingdom. They were what? Oppressed together. All right, here in America, man.
It says, and all that took them captives held them fast, they refused to let them go. Verse 34, their Redeemer is strong, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of hosts is his name.
Right, their Redeemer going into what Yahushai, which Yahushai, he's only returning for the elect of the nation of Israel.
Right.
Okay, because 2/3 of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are not going to make it on this side, man. Okay, because you put your trust in Egypt, all right? You put your trust in the system. You put your trust in this kingdom, man. All right, you don't want to repent. You don't want to turn back to the laws, statutes, and commandments. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, you want to continue to what? Eat abomination.
Precept.
All right, worship idols, man. All right, do wrong before the face of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. All right, which is why we were put in captivity in the first place. Us rebelling against the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai.
I got some more. You got more? Yeah, go ahead. It says, he shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon.
That's right, man. Hey, because Yahweh Shah, he's going to return to destroy this wicked kingdom. Okay, Esau Edom's kingdom, to take Esau Edom down from this power seat. All right, and establish the nation of Israel upon high. Okay, to rule the earth in righteousness, man. All right, starting with Yahweh Shai. All right, the 144K. All right, the governing class. Okay.
I wanted to add, and you know that this is a future prophecy because Judah and Israel, northern and southern kingdom, were not in the ancient Babylonian captivity. Okay, they were in the Israel was in the Assyrian captivity at the time. The southern kingdom, Judah, was in ancient Babylon under the Chaldeans.
That's it. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21 and verse 16. It says, "And he that stealeth the man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death."
Right, which Esau Edom, he got an answer to that, man. He got to pay for that, man. Okay, because he took our people. Okay, this people on this sign right here, and took them by force, all right, and put them in hardcore chattel slavery, man. All right, the northern and the southern kingdom, man. The northern kingdom was being shipped to Europe to be put in slavery, man. You know, just like how the southern kingdom was scattered throughout the west coast of Africa, they were brought here, all right, to America to be put in slavery, man. All right, Esau Edom, he gotta pay for that, man. You know, hey, because that's the reason why his kingdom is forced with blood, sweat, and tears. People on the side right here, man.
Precept.
Yeah, a lot of you people out there don't realize that the transatlantic slave trade started with us northern tribes first. That was captured in the late 1400s. And taken over to, like Brother said, Europe. All right, different parts of the world on that side. Then you had the breaking over of the Southern Kingdom, all right, in 1619. All right, that's when we was reunited again and pressed together. You know, because that's the fulfillment of what? Revelation 11th chapter, the two witnesses. All right, yeah.
This is This is back the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verses 9 and 10. Verse 9, and it reads, "If any man have an ear, let him hear. If any man have understanding, let him understand. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints."
That's right, and hey, that's what us Akima are waiting for, man. All right, it's damn devil to be judged, man. All right, by Yahweh Shah. Okay, because he gained all his power, his riches off of what? If somebody can grab Sirach Khan, Sirach 10 in English. So because Esau Edom, what he's gonna pay for all of the iniquity and all the slavery, all the death, all right, all the disease, all right, that he did and he's doing to this day. You know?
Sirach 10 and 8. Because of the unrighteous dealings and injury and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
That's right, and the kingdom is going to be translated to Israel, man. Okay? All right, it's going to be translated because, hey, Esau Edom, he's in his power seat right now via what? Rape, rob, and murder. The scripture says what? St. John chapter 10. The thief cometh not but for what? To kill, steal, and destroy. All right? And that's what he did, all right, to the nation of Israel, man. All right? Which is why we are still in a oppressed level, a slave class level. Okay? You know, constantly being persecuted by Esau Edom. You know, constantly being persecuted by these heathens. All right, here in Babylon the Great. All right, which is why the majority of our women don't respect us, man, because we're
Precept.
put down by the so-called white man, man. You know, Esau Edom got to pay for that, man. And he is, and we're in the last days right now. Esau Edom, he's gonna pay for that, man. You know,
Con, yeah. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter, well, it's only one chapter, but verse 5. And is it okay if I read it in NLT? All right, in the NLT it says, if thieves come at night and rob you, what a disaster awaits you. They would not take anything. Those who harvest grapes always leave a few for the poor, but your enemies will wipe you out completely.
yeah, man, because Esau Edom, he's all about what? All right, keeping us in the most oppressed level, man. All right, mentally, spiritually, physically, man. Desolate. All right, desolate, man. The water. All right, Esau Edom wants to keep the nation of Israel completely desolate, man. Yeah. Because he's an insatiable man, or he could not be satisfied. He could never have enough, man.
Yep.
You know.
Step in, laying back on his brother. It was our tradition to leave grace for the poor people. All right, you know, and that's you know, for Esau, he doesn't want to leave nothing for the poor, man. He wants us to be at our bare minimum, enough to be able to work for him, man. You know, and that's how, you know, it's been like that, you know, since we, you know, been under this devil's captivity. He never stopped us, like, you know, to when we was on the bar and birth. You know, he gave us just enough to be able to hit the sun in the morning and go to work. And that's how he does everything. And that's his MO, man. But it was our custom as Israelites. We would leave break the time, man.
I was gonna say that process is called gleaning.
Harvest.
Gleaning.
I got grape vineyards, you had corn, what you had, you leave, I think it's a tenth of the field for the poor. That was our like welfare system in the market.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 9. It says, when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not wholly reap the corners of thy field, neither shalt thou gather the gleanings of thy harvest. And thou shalt not clean thy vineyard, neither shalt thou gather every grape of thy vineyard. Thou shalt leave them for the poor and stranger. I am Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai.
When this devil goes to the field, he breaks everything. All right? His machinery goes from one end to the other and takes it off, even down to the seed. You know? They don't even leave the seeds in the ground to reharvest, man. You know? And this devil has gotten so bad because people used to be able to take seeds and plant them for a harvest, you know, and they'd be able to plant them again. This devil has gotten so greedy that he has genetically modified the seed, all right? But they only grow from one seed.
Grandma said, that devil said, we're gonna have all the seeds.
Yeah.
We're gonna sell them.
Yeah. They don't, because, hey,
You said one
man
in.
with seeds that can regenerate right now, all right, hey, he can feed his family.
Yeah.
You know, Jakes, man, when we came up from under this devil, you know, we had a little bit of freedom. My grandmother and father and other people, they grew farms, you know, and they would use those seeds to harvest green, you know, and that's a practice of supply for family. Now he don't want to leave you with nothing. That's why the scripture says you got to be totally dependent upon him, man. You know, you got to
The seed, it produces seed.
yeah.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 29.
It's proof.
And Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed.
That's why they started this no seed fruit. Everything seedless, apple, seedless, grape, seedless, watermelon. The banana's supposed to have seeds. You know what I'm saying? All right, but wanted to. They GMO. All right, and that's his point. All right, to make everything GMO, everything fast and easy. It's the American way, man. All right, but those seeds carry a lot of nutrients that Jake do. You know, those seeds are edible. You should be eating those seeds, man. All right.
The seeds of the fruit, they were, like that's why you have a land Sabbath. You let the land rest for 7 years. Whatever fruit that the tree yield, all that's going back to the ground once it drops to the ground, the seed. So it just basically replenish yourself. The next year you can go and plant on it. Till it, you know what I'm saying? Everything can grow naturally because why? It's already seed in the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Life is in the seed.
Life is in the seed.
Yeah.
And the same thing the Lord made with the fruits of the tree, with the seed of the tree, so he made man.
Yeah, that's nice.
So we have seed which is called sperm. All right? Or semen. Semen viral. So the point is, just show you that Esau Edom is anti-Bible, anti-God of the Bible. It says who in 2 Thessalonians 2, who opposes all that is called the Most High. You see it? So he's opposed to life. He's opposed to reproduction. That's why dealing with deceived men, he got abortion clinics. Because he's anti-life. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. You guys are speaking evil of us, for bringing out the scriptures, right? So when we bring out the scriptures, everything show you that what we're bringing out is righteous. And everything this man is doing in his society is unrighteous. This is why we're crying out, like it says in Ezekiel 9:4. All right? Because everything that we have to live in, all right, is all a form of oppression, affliction.
That favor be shown to the wicked, that he will not learn righteousness.
Yeah. And this is when you brought this out, and of course brothers are always bringing this out, that Esau, he's Cain in the reincarnation.
Yep.
Right? And so this is Genesis chapter 4, and this is speaking of Cain, but I'm jumping to the point. It says verse 11. Well, actually, I'm gonna read 10 into 11. And he said, "What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground." Because of course Cain slew his brother Abel. Right? He murdered him. Right? So it says, and thou. It says, and he said, okay, I read that already. So like verse 11, and now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. Verse 12, when thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength.
Oh, that's perfect. Because even our land is like that. I know the term, they call it when they put trees and grass in our land, it's called, it's been a while since I mentioned it. It's a process, go ahead. But it's a process where they actually have to put trees and grass from other countries in the land of Israel because it won't yield. Nothing hardly grows there because the people not in the land, showing the Lord made that land special.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean?
That's why, like, when you see everywhere they go, they're actually looking for resources, and they're taking the resources back to their land, or they stripping it. They're staying in the land and they stripping it until it's no more. There's a scripture, Proverbs, it talks about the horse leech having 2 daughters crying, "Give, give." When you look at the horse leech, it's a bloodsucker, and it's a parasite. It latches on and it continues to take, which we know the scriptures say the life force is the blood. It continues to draw until it pretty much has killed the host.
Precept.
And then it moves on, So and that's what you see, especially these Amalekites, everywhere they've gone, as we talked about, they've gone in many countries, over 100 plus countries, and they've taken resources and then they've brought all types of forms of wickedness along with them to the point where the people get angry and work to kick them out, and then they go to another place.
They bring their bullshit democracy. All right, which is nothing but a lie. All right, if you ever notice what they always say is, we want to give the land back to the people. Let them do a vote. All right? And just like they vote don't count them other countries, ours don't count either. All right? It's already decided. They've already set it a round table, man. What's that scripture that said they take crafty counsel? All right? They've already decided what's going to happen. All right? But like the brother going into, man, they have no resources, man. All right? They have nothing. They borrow from every other country. And when they're not borrowing from it, they take it. Point blank period. They the bully of the earth. You know? You got a precept?
Somebody else.
Con. I got it.
Go ahead.
All right, this is Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2, and it reads, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn."
Yeah, so that's why you see Jake in the state that he's in. Not just Jake, the whole world. The whole world is now mourning. All right, it used to be just the Israelites, man. We were the ones who couldn't get our foot up, couldn't make it, everything was hard. Now the Lord letting the whole earth mourn, man. Because the righteousness is not in rule, man. When we come to talk about this shit, man, hey, this gonna be a joyous place to be, bro. All right, this gonna be the best place you've ever seen, man. Because we're gonna rule in righteousness, man. All right, which means people gonna get fair shots, fair turns. All right, except for you heathens, man. You know, you're going into slavery. But hey, our people, we're gonna be able to get judged fairly. All right, you're gonna be able to live fairly. You're gonna be able to have peace. All right, our people have not known an inkling of peace, man, since we put our foot on on this land over here, man. We have not known peace, man. We have not known to be able to enjoy our children, as the scripture says, man. All right, we have not known to be able to leave our house and not have to worry. You know, we're going to make it back home, man. All right, the Lord's going to give us that sound mind, man. All right, none of us know true peace. No matter how much meditating you've done, security you've had, the Lord is going to give us peace, as the scripture says. I got to appreciate
Yep.
it, you know.
Precept.
And to back up the statement he mentioned as well, you know, even the heathen eventually through their slavery, their captivity, they're gonna receive their land. You know, and then they'll be happy that we are rulers eventually. Because as it tells us in Isaiah 2, they're gonna be like, "Come ye, let's walk into the house of the Lord," where they will teach us his ways.
Yep.
You know? Yeah. Bringing their the substance, you know, unto us. You know, their daughters, the riches, their sons, the servants, and they're going to be happy to do so because they're going to benefit.
Back you up. This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest."
And Jake too comfortable here, man.
Yep.
You know, Jake get a little high rise downtown, drive a little Benz, you know, find a little Edomite woman. Jake can't have it, man. All right? This place is not our rest, man. All right? We take it too easy here. Jake too happy to be in captivity, man. All right? These niggas is
Precept.
happy. Get these niggas a bag of Flavor Hots, all right, a blunt, and a PlayStation. These niggas is happy, man. All right? Getting up every day going to work for this devil, you know, and cashing your check and having nothing left after you cash it. You know,
A third of it before you even get it.
yeah, he's taking $200, $300 in Social Security, you know, and 75% of us ain't even going to, you know, 75% of the check ain't even making it to the next season. You know, like the scripture says, a bag full of holes, man.
Somebody
You know? Brother, grab that bottle of shot. And that's the life that we living in, man. This place is not our rest, man. You know? The only, you know, I do take that, I have to retract on something. The only peace we do get is around the brothers. You know, I just want to state that, you know, because the brotherhood is very important. All right? When I ride up and see the brothers, I'm smiling. This is the highlight of my week, bro. So that'd be the only little piece we get, man. You know? Go ahead. Get that for me. Bag full of hoes.
I got it.
Go ahead. Pull it out.
Hey, this is Haggai, chapter 1 and verse 6. It says, "Ye have sown much."
Right, we going to work working 40 hours, man. Hey, the Elder Osh did a research for every dollar that American makes. The CEO's making $300 some, man. said, for every dollar that we make, he's making $300 some dollars. All right? Just stick to that, man. Like you think you somebody in the company.
You'll never catch that. You'll never catch that. Again, that's per person.
That's per person, right? I mean, you work in the industry like I work here, you see it, man.
Yeah.
You know, you bring it in your skid with 300, 400 pounds worth of food, 60 cases per case, and then you go to the grocery store, you see what they selling it for. We'll never catch up to that level.
No.
That's what the scriptures talk about, the crumbs from the master's table.
Con.
We're getting the very, very minimum, and we actually are inheritors through the Spirit of Yahweh, through His Son Yahweh Shai, inheritors of the whole earth, the whole world. You know, and so that in itself should give us a mindset that we shouldn't be satisfied with anything that we receive on this side of the earth. You know, on this side of wickedness. You know, under the devil. You finish that off?
Yeah, I got you. Haggai 1:6, it says, "Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink."
Of the food, like the food, which we went back into, right? Brother was going into, you know, that we have land Sabbaths under righteousness. You know, you let the earth go 6 years, the 7th year. I mean, let it produce its fruit, and then on the 7th year, you let it rest. You know, that allow for the ground and things to replenish itself, the nutrients and everything to help keep things afloat. You know, and so the land Sabbath is not even being raised here. And we just read in Cain how, you know, it's not going to give its increase, you know, its strength. And so now you eat. Actually, we did like a quick little research. You know, we read like how you could eat one orange, and how one orange is equivalent in the 50s to like almost like 50 to 30 oranges today. So.
Yeah.
And you can look it up, you know, the numbers, I forget, but I know it's like several different, you know, amount of oranges that you have to eat just to get the equivalent of one orange. Yeah, about 50, 60 oranges. So how much more everything else? So then you're eating, and then the food, eating our defiled bread amongst the Gentiles. So then we're eating these foods, a lot of stuff is processed, loaded, pesticides. You know, and then so bioengineered, you know, so then we're not getting the nourishment that we actually need from the food, you know, because again, how they're processing things. You know, this is why what the earth language, you know, and getting weaker with age.
Bro, like I always figured out, that we was kids, man, and we could survive all day off of the water hole. One good sandwich. Yep. We can play from the sun up to sun down. You know? Yeah. They wouldn't drink out the water hole. Right? Maybe it was just meat. Yeah.
No, we probably your lunch meat with some fucking government cheese.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Fucking up ass white bread.
Yeah, it sustained us though. But because it wasn't so much artificial things put into the food then. You know?
The main thing about that, because everybody know like food's supposed to have like vitamin C and different structured fiber and shit. Forget about nitric oxide. So the reason why there's a reason why the Lord tells you to till the land or let the land rest the way He does in His law He gave us. Nitric oxide is important for the body. Yeah. You look up the health benefits, like you have a thing called NO-fury, nitric oxide. God, the brothers that work out. You know because why? Taking nitric oxide, pump longer, last longer.
Precept.
So imagine how the fruits and vegetables, things we ate, all the energy it gave you. When you get that nitric oxide from that said fruits and veggies, you know what I'm saying? Now you're not getting it. That's why the straight hormones.
Blood flow.
Yeah, blood flow, yeah. Well, that's the thing. The strong blood flow you out here.
A lot of energy.
That's the reason why the straight hormones. That fertilizer coming out of there is so important because it has the richest nitric oxide in that fertilizer. That's why it's so important. The world thrives off that. Not just the fucking oil. There's other things coming straight from the moon. You know, but the farmers globally are suffering because of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's affecting the global markets. You got the farmers scared because they don't look to a last harvest, even this season. I'm scared. I'm gonna close down, all out. You got leaks buying them up. You know, you got a lot of big suicide.
You gotta add too, that's on top of them voting away over half of their workforce.
Well, Trump, yeah, he bought beef from Argentina versus beef from cattle farmers in America. So the very president, a lot of these farmers, they got Trump, 2020, what was it, 2024? Yeah, it's called, yeah, we get reelected.
Yeah.
They stood on the signs. You go like,
Yeah.
you know, I'll take the back roads on the truck certain routes. And then you got the big ass Trump flag, with red, white, and blue and shit. So you're the same guy you voted for and wanted to be in office, he flew over you. He's the one that's looking at you, Edomite farmers. All right?
You can set up.
Con.
I can hide this.
Not yet. He's finishing it.
I had a precept too. Just finish it up. All right, it says, back in Haggai chapter 1 and verse 6 says, I'll start from the top. It says, ye have sown much and brought little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And Salakia, and he that earneth wages, but to put it into a bag with holes.
That's what I was going into, man. You know, you work all week. You gotta pay rent, man. You gotta pay rent. You barely make it. For the last 2 weeks. Now you gotta go to the grocery store. You barely make it. Like that brother going into too about the cattle. All right, the cattle feed so high they can't afford to feed animals. All right, so I was in the plans and our feed was up like $400 than it was last year. So they can't afford to feed cattle just like people having a hard time feeding their families. Man. All right. The price of chicken wings ain't the same it was 2 years ago. You know, the price of beef, lamb or whatever, it's not the same it was. Now you gotta budget it all out. You still don't have enough.
Sirach 33, and starting at 21. It says, the bread of the needy is their life. He that defrauded him thereof is a man of blood. Because going to the Haggai 1 and 6, during the wages, it says you have the wages come in the bag with holes, right? Well, that's because your purchasing power has dwindled. Your purchasing power has dwindled because what you have going on is a thing called inflation. Your purchasing power don't hold like you're probably going to the same value as it once did. That's why you spend so much money, but you don't bring out so many goods from the market stores, man. You know, that's because of the devaluing of the dollar. You know, which is it's all fitting prophecy because why? We know that once the dollar crashed, the MOTB is on deck. Right? Hence you have the rapid building of the data centers. It says, verse 22, he that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him, and he that defraudeth the labor of his hire is a bloodshedder. And that's Esau Edom, the sword from right. All right, here it is. They're giving money to the Ukraine and to the state of Israel, which are both Amalekites of the house of Esau Edom. But here it is, you average Americans, all right, are losing your jobs. A lot of you becoming homeless. All right, he's taking away your retirement. He's taking away your unemployment, making it hard for you to even try to get even SNAP benefits. But yet he's giving out billions upon billions to the tiny tops, to the small hatters, man. The 1948ers is getting all you hard earned American taxpayer dollars are going to foreign countries. But yet they would they would have you think that the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, which are the true Israelites, that we're the problem. And it's your own government is the problem. We can't give out billions of dollars to the state of Israel or Ukraine. We can't create these so-called terrorist groups and fund them, and use them as puppet leaders in these countries that have been overthrown by NATO and the EU, led by those tiny tops. So your own government is selling you out. What's that? Ecclesiastes 10? 14. Yeah, somebody will grab that. Uncle Shah. Well, grab that too. Yeah, grab that too, and go to your old land where your king is a child, roughly paraphrase. Ecclesiastes.
Oh.
Yeah, grab that, Barbara.
This is Sirach, chapter 14 and verse 5. And it reads, "He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods."
Yeah, so he that is evil to himself, to whom should he be good, right? So if he's evil to himself, that lets you know right there he don't care about his own people. All right, it says the government of a prudent man, right? Grab that real quick. It's well ordered. Yeah, I can roughly paraphrase. Yeah, come on.
What is it?
You know, it's the Sirach 10. Yeah, grab it. I'm kind of pushing it.
Is it Ecclesiastes 10?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you want Ecclesiastes 10 and 16?
I got it. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 1. It says, "A wise judge will instruct his people."
Yeah, wise judge is
King is a child. Oh.
the man you got in office is the fucking child. He's incompetent. You got all you fucking tiny tops are incompetent.
Yep.
All y'all are base of men, man. You know? The Lord put a base man in the ruling seat. And as a result, you see what's going on.
And the government of the prudent man.
Prudent means wise. You got the wisdom of how to do wickedness. It says what? The knowledge of wickedness is not prudent. You know? Go ahead.
It's well ordered.
Well ordered. You got fucking homeless veterans out here, man. The scripture speak about a man of war suffering poverty. See, what you come to find out, the so-called white man, which is Esau Edom, all right, he's the one that's destroying his own society. It says that the vile person shall no more be called liberal. You know, it's Isaiah 32. All right? That's what's going on. Us Israelites is not the problem. We telling you what the problem is. And what's the answer to that problem. How you solve that problem is by putting the righteous ruler, all right, in the ruler seat, which is who? Yahweh Shai and the elect, all right, of the nation of the true nation of Israel, which are the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American people. Go ahead.
Yeah. It says, "As the judge of the people is himself."
You're a base man, wicked. You see wickedness at an all-time high because why? The wicked seed that's in the earth is ruling. All right, it says that the earth is exceedingly polluted in wickedness. Therefore, their hurtful works are fulfilled, man. So you see, the evil already been sown, but the judgment ain't came in because everything is based on the Most High's watch. All right, it says what the said measure don't move until he moves it, roughly paraphrasing, but that's the Most High. Everything acts according to His will. You know, the Most High is the one that appoint the bounds of a kingdom. It said he put up one, he set up one to put down another. Yeah, you can grab it, Papa Sean.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 17. And it reads, "This matter is by decree of the watchers, and they demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth over it the basis of men."
Yeah, which is the Edomites. The Most High Yahweh in the kingdom of men. He put the base of men that were created, which is the Edomites, in the ruling seat. This man don't know how to govern this fucking house, let
Precept.
alone a fucking country. It says when First Maccabees, the first chapter, when the Edomites came into power, they ruled as the Greeks. They pushed the real Japhetic people out. They ruled as the Greeks, right? They said that evil's screwing the earth, man. You know. So you have it where the Edomites was put back into power during the Renaissance period, and then guess what? And you mentioned the seat earlier, right? How you got this riches about the seat, right? It says in Revelation 20 that what? He should go out and deceive the nations.
Wow.
You know?
And so he can't even govern himself. That's why in the same scripture, when he's called the base man, it also calls him vile. So he cannot govern himself.
Real quick. It's the book of Psalms chapter 12, verse 8.
Perfect.
It says, the wicked walk on every side when the violent men are exalted.
There you go, man. That's why all the wicked prosper in this world. What it says in Psalms 73, I was foolish when I envious of the get that off the shot. Ain't no reason to envy these devils, man. These devils, they don't even have the power, man. They're about to be destroyed, man. They're going into slavery for 1,000 years. So you don't want to be like these Edomites, man. The worst thing on earth you can be is a fucking Edomite, man. Yeah, you can be a fucking Ishmaelite, Moabite, Hamite, but one thing he don't want to be is a fucking Edomite.
Yep. Because he's going to have continual importance.
Harshest judgment.
Psalm 73, verse 3. For I was envious of the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no...
Because we right now, we still witnessing the prosperity of the wicked right now. Like the brothers going into earlier, they prospering off of Jake, you know, he work, they make $300 to do $1. So shit, they getting all the lion's share, right? Overwhelming. You know? You can barely pay your bills. You know what I'm saying? You can barely pay your goddamn bills. Even his own people, they the ones really who's not real bad right now. Jake is kind of, you know, doing all right. You see a homeless Jake, man, you know, it's expected. You're on the bottom.
Yep.
You know?
Precept.
It says, for there are no bands in their death, and their strength is firm.
Mm-hmm.
They are not...
Because they in the ruling seat. You know? They got the control of the world's wealth.
Precept.
You know? Go ahead.
They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
Yeah, they're not in trouble as other men. Look at what's going on right now.
Yep.
With Dr. Falsify. Yeah, you know, Dr. Falsify. Here it is. This man murdered millions, man. All right. And guess what? He's not held accountable. So that proves they're not in trouble as other men. Oh, the Epstein files. Who been brought up on charges for the pedophilia going on in this society? Child sacrifice. You know, the molestation of children on islands and shit. Because only the island that Epstein is called Epstein Island. That's the only one that was revealed, but we know there's others. Shit, the Bohemian Grove. Yep. A lot of them kids that was out there, they became TV stars and shit. They all fucked up. It's what you've done to them as kids. And their parents just as wicked because they gave their children over to some strangers. Yep.
Precept.
You know?
Therefore, pride compassed them about as a chain, violence covered them as a garment.
Yeah, and it says in Obadiah what? It says what? The pride of thy heart had deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, Caucasians. Because why? Esau's a proud man. You know? He thinks he's never coming down out of power. You know? That's
It says in Ecclesiastes, the 8th chapter, for sentence against an evil word. As a matter of fact, I'm going to grab it right here, so somewhere here. Ecclesiastes chapter 8, in verse 11, it says, because sentence against an evil word is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is was fully set in them to do evil. You know, and that's why Esau Edom going into landing back on about pride. You know, the type of pride that Esau Edom has. You know, because Yahweh Shai has judged him on a grand level yet, man. You know, that's why he believes that he can still get away with all this evil and wickedness that he's doing.
Well, what it says in Genesis 4, it says he's going to be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. So that proves again that he's Cain, the reincarnation, which is Esau. You got a little more on that. Bring it out.
Okay. It says, their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish.
Yeah, their eyes stand out with fatness. All right. That's why it says in Micah 2:2, it says they cover fields to take them by violence. They want other people. They want other nations' possessions, which is cool if you do it a righteous way. But what the so-called white man does is he do it by what? Via his blessing of the sword. Starts off with his meteor sword and bitter words, right? Psalm 64 or 62.
64.
So they're bitter words and demonize the character of those countries' leaders, right? And then what else? He comes in with his military because he already painted this leader as an evil dictator. The same old fucking playbook. Now the whole world is thrown to. Even the military, like, man, we ain't going to these continuous wars no more. So even your fucking military personnel is protesting against you, right? Go ahead.
Yep. They are corrupt.
They are corrupt.
And speak wickedly concerning oppression.
Right, this whole government corrupt. The American government is corrupt. This whole system is corrupt. Jake looking to get a fucking fair treatment. This whole system is corrupt, man.
Benefits.
Yeah, man. You're looking to get some kind of pleasantries from the so-called white man, which, hey, he's a corrupt man. Go ahead.
Yep. They speak lawfully.
They speak proudly, right? So what about slavery, right? So what about your ancestors went to slave ships, right? So what, your ancestors got their land stolen from them by force of the sword and through chemical warfare, right? So what about that, right? Get over it, right? So you get over the fucking shit you going through right now, Esau. You don't care about no homeless Edomites.
They say that you're in a better state that they've taken over and have come into the rulership. That they're doing better service than you would have done for yourself.
And that's not true. First of all, we're the Israelites. Let's start there.
Right.
Everything we put for our hands to do becomes something that's beneficial to society. Look at when you put our people in slavery, right? Everything that benefits society came from what? The inventions of the slaves.
They made no account of our labor.
I was thinking that. It was Psalm 5. You know? And now that's why you're mad. But it says what? Then shall the righteous man stand in boldness before the face of such as has afflicted him. Because now we're bringing up the shit that our people created for you to prosper off of, being that what? If you're a slave, you don't own those patents. Your slave master owns those patents. Go ahead.
They set their mouth against the heavens and their tongue walking through the earth.
Yeah. You set your mouth against the Most High, His Son, and His people. All right. You had like the Most High didn't know what He was doing when He had His Son create everything. We spoke about some of those things earlier. See, the Lord's creation is good. All right, like it says in what's that? Sirach 20. Is that Sirach 20 or 30? 38,
the world.
36.
No.
No. Where it says all these are righteous. All these things are good for the righteous. What's it speaks about salt, honey, iron.
That's 39.
39. Come on. Yeah, 39:26.
While he's getting that, like you had Gates speak of saying that they don't need trees. And then you even had Harari also talk about like they can create their own water, they don't need the Most High. So these are things that they speak, against the Heavenly Father and His creation.
You got those groups over there trying to create their own son. You know?
Yeah.
But the scripture says, made men upright, but they sought out many again. You know?
Hold that second Ezra 15.
Yeah,
It says God been partakers with alcohol.
He said he can make his own water. Well, let the water that he's made of dry up and see what happens. You want that now?
Yeah.
This is the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 39, verse 26, and it reads, "The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, the blood of the grape, and oil, and clothing."
Keep reading.
It says, all these things are for good to the godly.
See, the
So-
godly. Godly is the Israelites. Okay? In particular, the elect that was with Yahweh Shai at the beginning of creation. Right? Go ahead.
It says, so to the sinners they are turned into evil.
So to the sinners, right, the wicked, they are turned to evil.
Isaiah 5 and 20.
Yeah. That's why the brother mentioned earlier, GMO foods. Oh, you got to buy your clothes from him. Going to the curses with, you should go to him
For the want of all things.
Right? So your clothing got mixed fabrics, all kind of shit that go against your ride, you know what I mean? Fuck with your neural system.
And that clothing has frequencies too. Just like music.
Psalm 73 and verse 10. Therefore his people return hither, and the water of a full cup is wrong unto them. And they say, how doeth the Most High know?
Yeah, because they getting everything coming to them. They're robbing and afflicting the poor. The poor is the Israelites, the wealthy. But even other nations, they afflict them too. Rob them of everything. And they say, what? How the Most High know? It says in Isaiah, what? Woe to you who seek thee, to hide your counsel from the Lord. And the deeds are done in the dark. You say, who seeth us? Yeah. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh shall see you, Esau. That's why your whole little WEF, World Economic Forum, when you go to Davos every year, that shit been exposed, man, years ago.
Precept.
The Lord brought that out through the apostles years ago. You know? A little more.
Yeah, it says, and is there knowledge in the Most High? Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches.
These are the ungodly that prosper in the world. Who is that? That's the 1948ers. They own everything, lock, stock, and barrel.
Yep.
You look at who owns America. Who set up America? You know who was the main ones that were getting rich. All right, off the transatlantic slave trade. Who started the insurance companies? Amalek started that shit, putting bonds on the slaves.
Yep. I'm gonna say, speaking of the transatlantic slave trade, remember the UN just had that vote
Yep.
on what was the worst atrocity, and they said it was the transatlantic slave trade, and there should be reparations for it. Well, who voted against it? State of Israel, United States, and Argentina. All of those are run by Amalek.
I'm shocked Ukraine went in there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, they were probably ones that abstained. Okay, but even still, all of those were Amalek, and they told on themselves. Because what's it? Daniel 9 says, no nation under the whole heaven have suffered what Jerusalem has suffered. So you just told on yourself.
Let me
Dead giveaway.
Let me jump down real quick and finish this off. This is 16. Says, when I thought to know this, it was too painful for me until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then understood I their
In
end.
the scriptures, you understood the Lord's word. The Lord said He would be a little sanctuary to us, right? Part of a little sanctuary is that He would give us this knowledge. It says what? In the land of their captivity, they should remember themselves. That's remember the Most High, His Son. Remember this knowledge. It says what? I will put your remembrance though you must knew this, right?
His name.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's why I said the Most High name, it's the Son name, us being Israelites.
Precept.
Hosea 1 and 10. Somebody grab that about push out.
Yeah, I got it. 1 and 10. So Hosea 1 and 10, and it reads, "Yet the number of the children of Israel should be as the sand of the sea."
Sand of the sea. Read it again. Go ahead.
I'm gonna start from the top again. It says Hosea 1 and 10 says, "Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not the people of Yahweh, there it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living power, Yahweh."
That was said to who? The so-called Negro Latino Native Americans. Beginning with what? The Most High setting up Elijah, all right, which is High Priest Abba Bivens in the reincarnation to wake up the children, man. All right. That's how we know that we the sons of the living power. You know?
Yeah.
No heathen nations. That's how you think about.
No, because I was saying, you brought up earlier in the land of our captivities, we're going to remember ourselves. Okay? They said they always know who they were.
Guns.
Yep.
Oh, Jeremiah 17 and 4.
Yep.
Yep.
Jeremiah 17 and 4. That cuts them.
You want it?
And also Psalms 83 cuts that.
Yep.
Cuts that bullshit they told. Yeah.
All right, this is Jeremiah 17 and 4. It says, "And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not."
Right. So the Lord said through Jeremiah that we would discontinue from our heritage. Us normally Israelites.
No, I'm saying that's how you know that was a prophecy.
Yep.
Jeremiah knew who he was. We knew who we were in the Egyptian captivity.
Yep.
We knew who we were in the Assyrian captivity. We knew who we were in the Medo-Persian captivity. We knew who we were in the Babylonian captivity, as well as the Greeks and the Romans.
And beginning of this one too.
And beginning of this one. So the thing is, when we said I would discontinue from the heritage, this is where it started.
Right.
And then it started to come back in the late 1960s.
Yeah. You know what proves that too? When they came over here, right, they had Hebrew translators.
Yeah.
Which they was Southern Kingdom Israelites. Whether it be typical looking Israelites and speckled birds too, because the lead Hebrew interpreter or translator, he spoke his name Luis de Torres. He spoke Hebrew, Aramaic, Latin, all that. And he was the head translator. So if you didn't fucking know or we know we're Israelites and you fucking telling us that we ain't the people, well, how come history speaks against you?
Yep.
Why you need Hebrew translators for so-called Native Americans and so-called Hispanics that you call us today that were already on this side of the world? And it says
the relics were already here too.
Yeah, the relics. Then James and Dare said what? The customs of these people, the language that they said the customs are what? An ancient Israelite customs. And he said what? The language is what? He said Shemitic, which is what? And he said the ancient Paleo-Hebrew. And that's why you have the relics that was found in what? The ancient Paleo-Hebrew.
The Los Lunas stone, the ones they just found in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Ten Commandments.
Yep.
Yeah, because what you find out is you had the Ten Commandments written in Paleo-Hebrew, found in several places, many places.
Oh, speaking of the Ten Commandments, the movie. Look at the old, how the posters they used to have for the old movies? It's written in Paleo-Hebrew. With Charlton Heston on it. He played Moses. It's written in the Paleo-Hebrew.
And that cuts the tongue top.
Yeah.
Because if you say right, if you say you the people right, and you say you, and they always say they Ben Levi, Ben Yehuda, Ben Benjamin, bullshit, yeah, right. Well, first of all, the Southern Kingdom wouldn't know the Syrian dialect.
Nope.
Only us northern tribes would know that.
Yep.
And we still written things in Paleo. Just cutting yourself.
Yep.
Oh,
Who we at?
I got a preset.
Who's reading?
Well, whoever.
Go ahead.
This is Baruch 2:29. If ye will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations, where I will scatter them. And this
See, that's a
verse-
curse that happened to us, man. Deuteronomy 28 and 64. The Lord said he would scatter us among all nations. And this is why the gospel had to be preached among all nations. To all nations as well. The words of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua was going to drought, all right, the Israelites, the elect Israelites out of the nation. That's why you got brothers popping up everywhere, man. Teaching in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, calling them the names, right? Teaching the same doctrine. Okay, go ahead.
This is verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves.
Yeah, we should remember what? That we are sons of the living power. Go ahead.
Verse 31. And shall know that I am the Lord their power, for I give them an heart and an ears to hear.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you said already the mind. All right, go ahead.
Verse 32. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name.
Right, so it says what? They should praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name. So that proves that we going to know the name of our power. So you guys are going to teach the names Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah, you going off, man. It said in Exodus 3 that what? That name would be a memorial to us to all generations, man.
Yep. Proverbs
You know?
30 and 8.
So that's a cut, man. You guys are gonna put your names, man. You're not. Matter of fact, grab Sirach 17 and 10. It said we're gonna read it again, Baba Shah, while they're getting that.
Time. This is Baruch, verse 2. Chapter 2, verse 32. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity.
Yeah, that's why we say what? When we open up videos, how his hedges, we say all praise and glory be unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, and we say Ba'ashem Kakadash, the Holy Spirit, right? So we're proving, all right, the scriptures is talking about us. Go ahead. They don't praise those names.
And think
Even the
upon my
man
name.
that the brother mentioned, the Lost Bone Stone or Decalogue Stone, he said what? When you watch the old video, he said, look, that's the name of the Hebrew God. He said Yahweh. He said it perfectly too. If you ever watched that video, he said, here it is. It's Yah, the Ha, the Wah,
Yeah.
and the Ha. He said it's a connector right here, so that means it's a compound. It says Yahweh. He said Yahweh. That's the Hebrew God. That's the God of the Hebrews, which is the Hebrew Israelites.
Right.
Cut to the heart, man. Then you have videos like Bishop Nate. He went out there, the video he did, I think it was the late 90s, early 2000s, when he broke down the names. Perfect. It was beautiful how he broke it down. But now, he teaches his congregations not to even teach those names. Most High Christ bless is crazy. We were raised hearing that bullshit. There's all kind of false doctrines out here, man. Go ahead. Who that's Sirach 17:10.
Yeah.
Read yours next time.
Con.
Sirach chapter 17, verse 10. And the elect shall praise his holy name.
And the elect shall praise his holy name, right? You see? It said they're going to praise his holy name, right? So the elect is what? The elect of the nation of Israel, the Israel of the Most High. He said we're going to praise his holy name. That's why we know, first of all, ain't nothing holy about the word God or Jesus.
Yep.
When you say Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah? Now it says it's power in there because the prologue of Sirach says what?
Power in the Hebrew.
That the scriptures, right? All right, don't have the same force when spoken in another language, like it does when it's spoken in the original tongue. So how much more the name of the Most High and the Son, which again is Yahweh by Yahweh Shah. And it says what? The small hats, right? The small hats, they don't even say the names, because why? The name of the Most High is dreadful among the heathen. Can nobody else say that about their God? Because their gods don't exist. See, only Yahweh, Yahweh Shah exists, man. Them names are powerful, man. When you pray in those names, things happen.
Let me grab that real quick. Prelude in the Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, it says, for the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force.
There you go. Why you think you go into Acts, right? When Paul spoke in the Hebrew, the crowd went silent. The congregation went silent.
Yeah.
But that's the pure tongue, the pure language. The Lord said He would turn to us to the what? The pure language. Also, He said what? The 5 cities shall speak the language of Canaan. The Canaanites spoke the Hebrew.
When Yahushua approached Paul, he spoke in the Hebrew tongue.
The Hebrew tongue. There you go. He said it twice in Acts, like 2 or 3 times.
Yep.
So that proves that the Hebrew is powerful. The ancient Paleo Hebrew. You know? Go ahead.
Have not the same force in them, and not only these things, but the law itself and the prophets and the rest of the books have no small difference when they are spoken in their own language.
And that's why we was taught what? To go back to the original language. Whether it be you go into the Hebrew, you go into the Greek, right? We're taught to go into the original language, all the way back to the Hebrew. Because why? Through translation, it can mean something else.
Yep.
So you gotta go to the source. That's a part of what? Studying to show thyself approved. You know? A workman need not be, everybody's good down there? Okay. Yeah, a workman need not to be ashamed. Why you dividing the word of truth, man? Let me paraphrase it, man. All right, you got something?
Yeah, I got a quick one. All right, this is Proverbs 30:4. It says, Who have ascended unto the heaven, or descended? Who have gathered the wind in his fist? Who have bound the waters in a garment? Who have established all the ends of the earth? What is his name, and what is his son's name, if thou can tell us?
Right. Even when our people come up to the camps, right? And you know what I'm saying? They see the sign, right? The electronic sign. They say we Israelites, right? Well, they ask you what's the name of our God. What you gonna tell them? You know, Jake gonna have questions. They gonna inquire.
Yep.
And the average Jake now, when you ask them what's the name of the Most High, they guessing already.
Yep.
And if they say the wrong thing, you correct them, right? No, his name is the Most High name is Yahweh, his son name is Yahushua. You break down the names for him.
Real quick. Proverbs chapter 18, verse 10. The name of Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, is a strong tower.
Oh man.
The righteous run into it and is safe.
So Jacob's time of trouble is upon us, right? The name of the Lord is a strong tower, right? Righteous run into it is safe, right? You think it was an ancient tower made for, right? It was a defense fortress, right? You look at any ancient movie about a tower. That tower was strong. It was hard to get to that tower. Usually they didn't get through it because the walls of it was so thick and deep, man. As far as how they built it, you know.
Precept.
So the name of the Lord, right, is a strong tower. When you out here surviving in Jacob's time of trouble, who you gonna call on? That's why it's imperative to push those names, man.
Yep.
You know, it says neither is there salvation in any other.
I'm holding that.
Go ahead, read it.
All right, this is Acts 4:12. It says, Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved.
See, there you go, man. See, if you deny the names, right, that's basically saying that you can call the Most High and the Son anything. Well, I guess the wacky tacky Christians can make it too.
That JC name, when you go into the translation of it, GJE, meaning
Pig dog?
pig.
Earth pig.
Yup, yeah, earth pig.
Oh, earth pig. Okay.
Ain't no J in the Hebrew. It came around 1524 by an Italian grammar teacher named John Trissino.
Yeah.
So where did that J come from? Oh, you going to the Latin, right? Or Greek is Jesus. But the Lord didn't speak Greek. He spoke the Hebrew.
Speaking of that, I got
If you got a name, right? If you
another
got a name,
precept.
right? You got a name. That's so disrespectful. Like I even correct my, I got a Latin trial woman, but I correct her when she try to call my slave name and shit wrong. Like, no, my name is this. Don't fucking call me nothing else. Because people put their own little. Oh, so your name is? No, my name is this.
Proper pronouns don't translate.
Yeah.
Preset.
You know, say my name Robert, right? I don't give a fuck you speak in Spanish. You say Roberto, nigga. My name is Robert. Nigga, don't put no O on it. My mom and father ain't give me that when I was born. My parents gave me the name Robert. That's my fucking. Oh, Roberto. Or my name is Michael. Oh, Miguel. No, nigga, my name is Michael. You know?
Right, because in any language, anywhere you go, French, you know, Mandarin, you know, your name is going to be what it is. You know, you can see it like on, you know, like when you watch the different, they speak the different languages, and you see the news.
For example, when they're reporting on the Olympics,
Yeah.
the other languages, they don't call those athletes by their given name.
Michael Jordan.
Yep,
You know.
exactly.
There was something about like that tower. You know, he says the name of the Lord is a strong tower. You know, when you think of a tower, you know, it sits high, right? And then what they say, you know, the enemy will come as like a flood. You know, and when he comes as a flood, you're gonna want to get to high ground, right? And what would that be? The name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
Or in times of war, right? High ground. You look at like the current war, right? With Iranians, they countries is along the mountains. Yep. So they have the high ground. Then the desert surrounds them, and they got fucking shit in the underground, under the sand and shit.
Yeah.
They can't locate their missiles and shit. You know what I'm saying? They got the upper hand in this war right now. That's why they're talking about what? A nuclear war, right? Gonna switch the gears a little bit. You know, they talking about nuclear war right now. Why are they talking about nuclear war? Because it's biblical prophecy. You got the naysayers out here, right? I seen a news clip and a couple of political analysts come out. I don't think it would ever happen. Basically in denial, right? Somebody grab Isaiah 55.
And what?
Grab Revelation 11:14.
I got that already.
Yup, and my whole Joel 3.
I get Joel 3.
It's
Isaiah 9 and 5. Is it?
It's Isaiah chapter 55, verse 11.
Hold on, grab Isaiah 55. Oh, you got that?
Yeah.
It's not good.
Isaiah chapter 55, verse 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void.
Right, so the Lord gave the word, right? And he gave the word to the prophets, and the prophets went out and foretold it, right? To the people, first being the Israelites, then other nations as well. And it's going to happen, right? When they going to return to him void or empty or in none effect, man. So the Lord, what he told, he gave to John the Revelator, even, all right, the prophecy of World War III, right? You got the Revelation 11, 14?
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14, and it reads, "The second woe is past,
Second World War is past.
and behold, the third woe cometh quickly."
Right, so we already had the World War I, II, now we in the midst of 3. Why you think this war is so talked about more than others, right? Because the threat of nuclear war scares people. Like what's going on right now, they had it where Bibi was trying to convince Nero Trump. All right, we may have to nuke Iran, but guess what? That's going to bring in other players. Now the Lord going to bring out what it says in Isaiah 13, the Lord of hosts, or Yahweh must be the host of the battle. Host represents armies when you look at the word host. So the Lord is gathering these armies. Isaiah 34. The Lord is gathering the nations to judge it.
Yeah.
So World War III is prophecy. It's prophecy. All right, Isaiah 34 and 16 said what? None of these should fail.
Let me grab that 13. This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 4. It says, "The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like a great people, a tumultuous noise of of the kingdoms of nations.
Right. Why you think all these missile tests, right? Naval drills, testing of all the arsenal, right? That's why it's gonna be a big ass clash of the nations, man. The war is gonna cause this great war, this World War III to take place. Go ahead.
The kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts.
Oh, the nations gathered together. You can't stop that. Go ahead.
The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle.
Right. The Most High Yahweh is a man of war. He's the one that's gathering these nations for war. Somebody grab that Joel 3, Baba Shah.
I got it. Which start at verse 1?
No, it's 9. It's 9.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. Joel chapter 3 and verse 9 says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war be drawn near.
Yeah, so it says, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. What you see the nations doing? Preparing for war. They make sure that the fire planes, right? The war crafts, which are the angels of Esau, right? They make sure these motherfuckers can fly, right? Why? They gonna get busy. You know, Air Force is important to militaries because it covers a lot of ground. You know, and they don't need a lot of military personnel to do that.
Remember, they want to step above with the Space Force.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the Space Force. Because why? The angels gonna come. See, if
Precept.
it wasn't the angels out there, right, and the chariots wasn't out there, right, why the fuck would he create the Space Force?
Reagan said when he addressed
Exactly.
the UN in 1987, you know, we will have to put aside our differences and fight something out there.
Yep. Which second Esdras, the 13th chapter speaks about that battle.
I got that.
Between the angels,
You want it?
all right,
No.
of the Lord and Esau's angels, man. Okay?
Precept.
Go
No,
read that
finish.
Joel.
Yeah, finish that Joel. Read it again.
All right, back in Joel chapter 3, starting at verse 9, it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
Yep. So it says, read it again. Let's read loud, Baba Shah, so the brothers in the comment board can hear it because the traffic right behind us.
Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near.
Let all the men of war draw near, right? This is why you got even the draft, all right? They're speaking about the draft. You got the draft 18 to 23 to 24.
42.
Yeah, then there's waves of it. There's waves of it. You're right. And they're going to do it in waves. All right, we got all of them, 18, 24. All right, let's go to the next age. On up to 42. 42, man. You in some good years still, but you know, I don't know no 40-year-old, average 40-year-old American with a motherfucking beer belly. All right, that's ready to go to war. But hey,
A lot of people just gonna be a body in the suit. There's ways to go in and all of them gonna die. Yeah, they're gonna be dead. Can't wait for that, bro. Ooh! They put them YNs in there. Ooh! Man, I'm tired of them. Tired of them. Man. A lot of them be calm, man. Alright? They want to switch the flame to the fire. Fuel to the fire, man. You know? I got a piece of the spirit, you know?
Is there more there? Is there more?
there should be more in there.
Yeah, a little bit. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
Oh, that's going on, right?
Yes, sir.
What you have? This is the thing, right? Which you all spoke on, right? Here it is. You got America running out of missiles. They basically depleted it because of Amalek, right? So That's all they got. They got a few left, right? Very few, but they got them nukes left. That's it.
Yep.
So the missile production, the missile production. Can somebody Google how long does it take to create a missile? Yeah,
No,
that's important. Because they don't have they don't have enough time to replenish their stockpile. You know what I'm saying?
not just that, due to also us going to war in other countries, leaving missiles, leaving weapons, leaving vehicles, leaving jets, you know. And like I said, also, before
Selling to Israel.
yeah, they knew that this was going to happen. Before we went to war, I saw a video that they did on called like a simulator. If we shot our missiles, we would lose by like 20 missiles. They would have 20 missiles left after we shot all ours out. That was a simulator that was done, you know, as a missile count. So the Lord knows exactly what to do, man. You know?
I'll read this real quick.
Oh, okay. I appreciate it.
It says, so from the Google AI, it says, how long does it take to create a missile? It says creating a modern precision guided missile takes 18 to 24 months from the moment an order is placed to final delivery. It says complex defense systems like Tomahawk cruise missile or Patriot interceptors.
Yeah, defense missiles. Go ahead.
It says require extensive supply chains, thousands of precision parts, and rigorous safety testing.
So you factor in 18
That included in that 18 months of rigorous safety testing? Because you said to make it is one thing, to test it is another.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
Take the words right out my mouth.
I mean, it doesn't go into like how long they tested, but as far as like getting like actually creating the missile itself.
Well, I mean, you got to think also, America been in what, a 20-year war now? Almost with Iraq? 15, 20 years.
We were in the war on terror started 22.
Iran, they started
2023.
03. The war on terror started.
So
okay.
we've been in war.
That was Iraq, yeah.
Right. So we've been in war all those times, man. Okay, we haven't taken a break to replenish anything. So now we them. Well, they haven't took time to replenish anything. So hey, it's going down. You know, and it's going down. Like the brother said, they have got nothing left. So guess not. Well, we can toss off for the container.
And that's one of the reasons, you know, they thought they were going to go in Iran and say, hey, they did this back in February, talking about they can get in and out in like a few days, maybe then it's like maybe a month. And now look at it, we're in what, 6 months now?
Yeah.
You know, and in the process of that, they've been winning the war, right? This is what they've been saying. They've been winning. They've been taking over. They stopped them and all, you know, and completely demolished them. But then they come amongst I think it's Congress, asking for asking for $1.5 trillion so that they can continue on. So they can continue on in the process, because they know that they're low on their military weapons.
Yeah, I think Mr. P. Hicks said that motherfucker got cussed out, right? And the dude asked a real question. He said, "Look, we gave you money for this. You say you were winning in this time, like brother said, and you ain't brought us no success." And then, you know, use that bullshit as an excuse. You're not supporting the people living in uniform. He like, look, we gave y'all money. Y'all say y'all get the job done this much time. It ain't happen. We gave y'all more money. You say you need this much time. It ain't happen. Now we in the 5 months now. Ain't no success on the ground at all. Or air.
Not including y'all never came to Congress to ask for the war.
Right.
So first off, we let you continue all this time in an illegal war. Trump can't just go to war because he want to go to war. I guess he can now. But before him, you couldn't just go to war because you wanted to go to war. You have to get the approval from Congress. That lets you know also that this place is turning more and more into a dictatorship every day too. Yep. All right? You couldn't go to war, they would impeach your ass. You know? I got to say something. This book of Obadiah chapter 5 and verse 7. Write it down now. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Yeah.
The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee.
Oh, look at the allies of America. They all sitting back at home. Well, they going through hell though.
Yeah.
Their economy is affected by this fucking war with Iran.
Yeah.
So really, you put them in the fucking quagmire too. They ain't even directly involved. You know what I'm saying? So they like, hey, look, man, you fucking up our economy. Our people in the streets, by the tens, the hundreds of thousands, protesting and shit. They gotta shoot all this. You got people protesting about some real shit. People's lives are, what says it, distressing the nations.
Yeah.
In Luke 21, people's lives are fucking affected. People have uncertainty in their minds, and here it is, you want to shoot fucking tear gas canisters on them. Rubber bullets and shit. Beating them down, just sending them to jail. Because they trust in their government, and their government have failed.
Even with the homeless. You know, they had brought all those new, we brought a lot of new vacancy laws out. They brought so many laws out against mentally challenged people, drug users. Pretty much it was against the homeless.
Yeah.
Who put them in that position? You know, they can't find jobs. When the Lord did it, he used this devil to do it. You know, put them in this position. So now that you put them in this position, now you want to lock them up. Man.
Precept.
Yeah, it says read it again. It said all the men of thy confederacy have brought even to the border.
It says all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Even to the border, right? Because when you go into Revelation 17, it's about Revelation 17. The Lord's going to put the spirit on your own allies to come against you, and somebody hold Jeremiah 51 too, and help destroy you.
Well, they're already actually coming against you. Yep. It's already being shown. But this going into destruction. But on a lighter level, they've already shown that they coming up against you. You know why?
On verse 14.
We're not getting involved in your wars. All right? We're not listening in your war. All right? We're going to sit back and see what happens.
Oh, I'm tripping.
Yeah, what's the talking point?
Yeah.
It's out of these forever wars.
Yeah. So these countries, because like the brothers wanted to, it's not just affecting them, it's affecting the whole world. All right, that's straight news. All right, it's affecting the whole world economy. So they're like, nah, man, we ain't gonna be involved with that. You know, we got to go up against Russia. You know, it's a lot that come with it.
Like one example is that when that war when it started, Trump made a statement about going and landing planes in Italy,
Yeah.
and their allies. He's like, no, they said no. So then that caused a rift, between them.
That's what Iran said. They said what? They said Iran said anybody that's around that region that's able, they're gonna feel their wrath.
And they did.
You look at Italy. Italy ain't far. That's across the Mediterranean.
They just bombed some stuff yesterday.
Yeah. They right there. Would it take 10 minutes for a missile to get to the land of Israel? So about what? I say about 20 minutes to get to Italy. 15, 20 minutes. Right across the Mediterranean.
They not even using their best stuff.
Right.
The crazy part.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, man. I thought America was tough, man.
And what's it been for like 40 years they've been preparing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they already knew. So they've been preparing 40 years,
Yeah.
and they've been strategically saying this is what we gonna do. And in the initial attack, they went after, and even now they went after all the bases
For the assets.
that was around, like Qatar,
Close
things
to them.
like Jordan,
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
OPEC countries.
Yep.
Pretty much anything that was close to them.
Yeah.
They can give them any type of force, man.
Yep.
Hey, the Lord put a heavy mindset on them, man.
Second Corinthians.
Because what else did he do? They branched off all their government. Because if one branch falls, another one rises.
Yeah, he set up
Like-
in different provinces.
Yeah, providence.
Yep.
Yeah, like the Lord put a heavy spirit on them, man. Like to be ready for this war, and not just them. We mentioned it now, but Russia said the same thing. He said after the Cold War, we went silent. We won't be silent no more. You know, he said while America, what did he say, paraded around. He said we restructured, man, and they're ready.
Yep.
This
We're
is
ready.
I got a precept for you. This is 2nd Esdras 15 and 30. It says, also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. Oh yes, the Carmanians are who? You look up the Carmanians as ancient Persian people, right? And they was all built for war. Yep. They was experts in war, right? Like you look at the ancient Persian Empire, right? Media Persian Empire. The Persians was always known to have a large, formidable force as far as military. That's why it was thought suicide to go up against them, because they were so vast. They had many naval ships, foot soldiers. They had special cavalries. They had the immortals. They had which was elite. That's the elite force, the immortals. They had elephants. You name it, man. Wild beasts they used, right? They used that for war, man. You know. Now you look at the Persians today, right? The brother mentioned they've been preparing for 40 years. It's been like almost 50 because when they invaded Iran through the Saddam Hussein, all right, and they wanted the Iranian oil then, right? And what happened after that invasion? And then Iran was able to regain power over their country. What they did was prepare. That's what we wanted to. Yeah, the brother wanted to that. They prepared basically for a possible another invasion. Yep. And so that's what put the warlike spirit back into them from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Yep. To fulfill what I just read in 2nd Esdras 15 and 30. Yep. The Carmanians.
Yep. That's why when you said, when one falls, the other one can rise up, you got to think. Now, what really proves that is that they attacked in the same year. They took out first the Iranians' top defense minister, and then at the end of the same year, the top nuclear physicist. Yep. And nothing happened. Yeah, that's because they had other people in place already. Yeah,
they created it's called the Shah of Iran. Look into that. It goes into that when they invaded Iran. So they like fuck that, man. That's why it says what? Let the weak sound strong. Why you think when it all came down to it, and they didn't know that the Iranians already had missiles. Yep. They already had missiles and nuclear missiles. And then with the help of other countries that's aiding them, because they are part of the BRICS nations, by the way.
Right.
So obviously their own allies will help them out with that too. Remember when Russia was rolling out their S-400s? They were see what was going on was America got jealous because why? That bullshit ass THAAD missile defense system was being destroyed right now. It was failing back then. And what was the world state-of-the-art missile defense system? Well, first of all, Russia was giving countries S-200s and S-300s. Yep. They old shit. So when they unveiled their new shit, everybody was like, hey, man, I gotta have that. Let me get them S-400s. And then what America was doing, trying to sanction them and shit. Even like NATO countries and shit, we're gonna put sanctions on y'all. Why? You're trying to keep that money in your pockets, right? Or put it in your pockets. And the nation's like, no, we don't want your fucking THAAD and your Patriot system. No, we want Russia's S-400s.
Yeah.
Because why? You look at the S-400s, the capability of it, right? They so fucking big, and then with the easy transferable of warheads turned to a nuclear warhead. Just look up S-400s and the capabilities of it. Why would I buy this? Why would I buy some liquor store fake Jordans, and I got money to go to the mall or order online the real deal? Then at the end of the day, you're gonna come in for the fake shit? And I get the real shit? No. I'm gonna get the real shit missile defense system. That way, in time of war, I'm gonna be able to defend myself on a high level, right? Makes sense, right? Versus a THAAD or a Patriot that's failing. They can't intercept Iran's drones hardly. They missing it so bad. Yep. So every time they let off on their cruise missiles, the Iranians, guess what? They hitting their target.
Yep.
Where we at?
You know?
Showing up.
But
A little more.
you got Revelation 17, 16.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Go
Go ahead, bro.
It says, and they that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against
Yeah,
thee.
they that were in peace with thee,
And they that
they were part of that beast system, right? See, it says in Isaiah 33, what? Woe to thee that spoilest, right? And that dealest treacherously, right? And it says at the end of that verse, what? When thou cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled.
That's right.
So the Lord is preparing you to be spoiled. Ezekiel, go ahead.
Yep, this is the book of Isaiah 33, verse 1. Woe to thee that spoilest, when thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When
He
thou
always, and the so-called white man known to deal treacherously. That's why they don't like, well, it says that what? He had broken his covenant, that was at peace with him. He do it to everybody, not just us Israelites, he do it to other nations as well. And them nations was helping you get into power.
Yep.
And look what Nero Trump is doing. What it says in Daniel the 7th chapter, it says he comforted give me that. It was looking more stop with his fellows. Daniel 7, Daniel 8. Because it goes this way, he's speaking proudly against them, man.
Yeah, Daniel 7.
Yeah, 7:20. Bring it out.
It's Daniel chapter 7 and verse 20. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes, and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows.
Yeah, whose look was more stout than his fellows. Going to that breakdown there, it's him looking at his fellows or his allies proudly, speaking proudly against them. Oh, he gonna sanction his own allies because they don't want to put all their GDP into the NATO alliance. Because why? They don't see no point of it.
tariffs.
Yeah, tariffs. Tariffs on their goods. Sanctions. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's affecting you as well. Who's gonna buy your fucking goods? All these countries don't have the shit that you can buy in the store here in America. Most of these countries don't got that. They don't allow that shit in their countries. They might, who buying your soybeans? China? That's it. Your main fucking buyer is China. Them goddamn Down syndrome people over there. They ain't the ones buying your fucking soybeans, man. Because why? They got matter of fact, oh, that's gonna come back there. Grab 2 Ezra 15. What's it about verse 50? Thou art partakers. Thou art partakers. I think it's wrong like that. Pull it out like what's
Might be the top of 16.
speaks about royalty, the hospital. Hold on, no, it's up, it's down here.
All right, get that.
Yeah, right here. 46. 46.
The 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 46. It says that thou Asia, thou art partaker.
Yeah, now Asia are partakers, right? Who's the main superpower over in Asia? It's China. Like you look at what China's got going on right now as far as technology, right? They already basically rolling out the beast system over the MOTB system over there.
Yep.
They already a surveillance state.
Yep.
They always talk about China. See, what they don't understand is China's been on America's heels. You know, when America go down, China's gonna be the next superpower. Well, you got it wrong. That's not prophecy. Prophecy is what? And that the Israelites are gonna be set on high, and that the Lord gonna set the horn of salvation for His people. All right, going back to what the Lord told King David, the everlasting kingdom. See? You people got it all fucking wrong. Why do the heathen rage and imagine the vain thing? Y'all ain't got fucking next. Brother Barzal said all the time, we got next.
Here, I got
You
something
going?
for
What you going? We want captivity on you, Moabites? The next empire? Are you crazy? And the scriptures say that the affliction shall not arise again.
It's Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 8.
I got more on that.
Yeah, just to back up your point. It says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, and when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the hill of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
Yeah, Jacob represents the Israelites. So Esau is going down, and who got next? Jacob. All right. So ain't nobody else, as far as these other nations, ain't gonna rule next. They're gonna be our nation ruling. All right, under Yahweh Shai and King David sitting on the throne, and it says that David should be their prince. All right, we're gonna rule over you heathen, man. All right, all you that led us into captivity, you're gonna go in captivity under us, man. All right, go back to the Second Ezra 15 and 46 again. Finish that.
It says, Exodus 15 to 46, and thou angel, thou art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person.
No, read it. Start at the top.
I did.
Read it again about the shop.
And thou angel, thou art partaker of the hope of Babylon.
Because you look at how China was able to prosper off of Babylon. When they took all these industrial jobs from America, most of them went over to China.
Yeah.
They helped China grow into an economic superpower, right? Go ahead.
It says, woe be unto thee, thou which.
What is that? That's not
We were still here. Spoilers.
Yeah. Read that.
This is Isaiah 33, verse 1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee.
There you go, man. So now the Lord is preparing the nation to deal treacherously with thee. All right, your allies ain't gonna come out and help you. They're gonna help destroy you. Hold that Revelation 17 and 16, brothers. That's what's going on. Like Brother Brandon Obadiah in the 6th verse. It says, all the men like the Pharisees have brought thee even to the border. They that eat thy bread, all right, that were at peace with thee, have deceived thee. Roughly paraphrasing. They deceived you. Wow, guess what? They sitting back, all right, watching this world take place. They watching you be in your weak state right now, America. You're at a point now where you're like, man, look, well, BB, you know, BB Milkowski. You like, shit, man, we got a nuke Iran. They like, hell no. They scared, man. They know Russia sitting there licking their chops waiting.
Yeah. Yeah.
They see the downfall of the people too. This is all over media, like how weak the people are, you know, inside of America as well. You know, and then they seeing how the leaders, how wishy-washy they are. You know, they don't have control over anything. So like all these other nations, like, oh yeah, they're weak. Like with Isaiah, they become weak as weak. You know, they gonna fall. You know.
How is the
You know, be real, like
hammer to earth?
America been weak for years, man.
Preset.
Since Barack. You know, Barack is shooting some missiles, but like you said, like now the whole world is looking at us as, oh, is this the dude? Is this the one that scared the whole earth? Is this,
Preset.
Is this the place? They had us all in fear, and they can't even handle Iran. You know, so now the rest of the world, like, man, no. If Iran could beat their ass, we could beat their ass too. Let the little one say I'm strong. You know, because if Iran can get with them, I know we can get with them.
So
You know?
like, and that's what it is. Like you have a bully on the block who bullied everybody,
Yeah.
and then you get that one who actually shows his weakness. We're
Yeah.
able to show the weakness and how you can actually get him. Then now you got everybody else like, look, I want a piece of it, you know. And everybody just start to tag team and jump on board.
Everybody remember how that bully treated them too?
Yeah.
They pissed off too.
Hey, good example. Praying for you, not Debo out. Everybody got a little lick in.
Yep.
You know, man, Debo went down. Craig with Debo.
you in Proverbs 6, you know, you sowed discord among the people. You stole all the resources, you know. Like John chapter 10, verse 10, it says the thief cometh not, like the brother brought out earlier, but to steal, kill, and destroy. You got a precept?
I got one.
Go ahead, read yours first.
All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 23, and it reads, "How is the hammer of the earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations?"
Yeah, how is the hammer of the earth broken? The Most High gonna break the hammer of the earth. Right? The Most High don't want to control the hammer. He don't want to allow you to fulfill prophecy, which is what? That beast is coming back. All right, that's why he was able to go throughout the earth and war all these nations, man. It says, well, who was able to make war with the beast? Now the beast is starting to cease.
Oh, yeah.
All right, this is the book of Psalm 73 and 18. It says, surely thou didst set them in let me start over. Psalm 73 and 18. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou castest them down into destruction. And that's what's coming, man. Destruction, even from your own allies, man. So the Lord prepared America, which is Babylon the Great. All right? Many times the scriptures call America for destruction, man. Okay? This is one more.
You want that Revelation 17?
Yeah, I'm reading.
All right.
Revelation 17 and 16. It says, "In the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast," right? Because you go into the beast system, right? You know, you have the old Roman system. You have the 7 heads. You have the 10 horns, right? Today is NATO and EU. Okay, like the NATO is the vassal state of America. Okay, they helped the beast with this war on terror. Now they ceasing now at the end. You know what I mean? It says, "In the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore." And they're starting to hate you right now, right? It says, "It shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire." Right, so they're going to help burn you with fire too, which is the thermonuclear fire. Right, verse 17, "For the Most High put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, to the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled." All right, which is what the last plague was the plague of the destruction of the missiles, man, or by way of the missiles. Okay, so at the end of the deal, man, it's the fate of America, which is Babylon the Great, man. It's going to be destroyed. All right, it's going to be turned into a big lake of fire, man. Okay, and that's you know what I'm saying, the final judgment of the great horde, man. All right, Barzal.
Yep. All right, so with that, this lesson was edifying to the elect body of the nation of Israel. Once again, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and our fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the 4 corners of the earth that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, we say Shalom.
Shalom.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Abba Babal.
Abba Babal.
Shalom to you sincere elect brothers and sisters.